Hello, my name is Gwen.
Hello.
I'm an artist, and in today's video I want to talk to you about inspiration and how to get ideas, how I get ideas, and about finding your voice as an artist. I will take you through some of my thought processes and my art process a bit, and I'll show you lots of examples of work that I made. Okay, let's go!
And the gist is, I think you actually already have ideas. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you don't realize it. Or maybe you dismiss them because you think they're not good enough anyway, or you don't even realize they're there. But it's important to be aware and be present enough in order to recognize what captures your attention. Like the other day I saw a heron taking off, and then I made an animation of it. I'm gonna see if I can edit my heron here. It would be nice. Maybe it's this way. I made an animation of it. Oh, there's a cat in front of my window. Hey. You could just go outside and just take your phone or a camera to take some photos, but don't put on any music. Don't go on social media. Just don't use it. Just use it as a camera if you want. You could also just go without anything, but I would take a camera and I would just go outside and just see what catches my attention. Just see what catches your attention. It could be anything. I mean, some people are really fascinated by vehicles, I don't know. Or maybe insects, or maybe shapes, or colors, or shadows, or people, whatever. It could be anything. And just take some pictures or videos of things that just capture your attention. And then go back. Just try to make something based on something that you captured. It's really that easy. It's not. You can also be inside your house or in your room. Just look around. Just take a minute to just look around and see what captures your attention. And this is something, maybe you won't do it. It's hard to be in your own mind for some reason. Many of us are so used to getting an influx of information all the time. We're on our screens, like, all the time. I don't know about you, but I know I spend a lot more time on my screens than I would like to. And then if I just stop and put my phone away and just look around me, there's so many things that catch my attention. And when you use that, that's really how you start to find your own voice, I think. And we should work on it together because I really need to do this myself. You could also just see like a nice flower and be like, oh, I love that. Then if you paint it, it will look different than how someone else would paint it, because it's your voice. You're using your voice. That's an idea. I mean, not every idea has to be this like life-altering, world-shifting, $1 million idea. It can just be an idea, and that's it. And then you make something, and then maybe something else comes from it. That's usually how it goes, I think. Most of the time, ideas are like a snowball effect. You start with something, and then you think about something else, And you're like, oh, this kind of looks like, or this makes me wonder if, I don't know, just you have to be aware of what captures your attention specifically. And then do something with that, because that's how you develop your own voice, I think. I'm still working on this myself. I'm not sure yet what my voice is, but it's also something of which I think maybe it's not something you can always see yourself very well or capture in words, because it's like so essential and so normal to you. It's like you don't even notice it, maybe, or you don't even realize. When you're just paying attention to what you're paying attention to, and you're making things about things that just interest you, or I don't know, make you feel something, then you're already using your voice only you can. And other people will see it. And it's hard to recognize in the moment what you're conveying through your art. Sometimes, I mean, for me it is, at least. But then when you look back, you're like, oh wow, I had a lot of things to say. And that's no different right now. So, yeah. Observe a lot, and then just start making things. Inspiration exists, but it has to find you working.
Okay, let me talk to you about some of my specific ideas right now.
For example, I went to the river and I was looking at the water flowing, and I've been interested in movement lately, and I was thinking, if you were to make an animation of this water flowing, what would it look like? Like, how do you bring it back to the most essential elements? What information do you need? Like, how much information do you need in order to see that this is water? What are the most important things? I was looking at our wood stack the other day for the fireplace, and it made me think about negative space. Again, what I'm interested in lately is, how much information do you need to show, to know what something is representing? I think it's because maybe I'm usually quite detailed. I mean, I have the, how do you say that word? Neiging. Ik heb de neiging om. I have the, I really don't know. I have a tendency to be quite detailed in my paintings, at least in my portraits. And I want to be able to convey a message without too much detail. That's really what I want to do. So I'm really interested in how much information do we need to understand what someone is trying to say.
Another thing that I notice a lot that I'm interested in is dappled light, reflected light, like light coming through the trees and light coming to glass and stuff like that, and how you capture that in paint. I started making a lot of works surrounding this subject last summer, and I will show you some of them.
I don't know where it is. And I really loved experimenting with the light a lot. Like here on the face. I also used a glass to filter the light through to see what that would do. I think it looks really cool. And for this one as well, I really like the light in the hair and in the t-shirt. Yeah, so I also have a giant piece of canvas that I made a painting on to do with this, but I have no idea where I put it. If I find it, I will show you later, but I don't know. But I have these two. Like a little weird kind of self-portrait. Yeah, I'm not really happy with how it looks. But it's about, yeah, I just want to show you some of the experiments that I did. Also with a lot of filtered reflected light from the water and from something like some kind of glass thing above my head. Yeah. And I have this one. And I also painted, tried to paint like the light that fell onto my canvas because I put it somewhere outside in the grass. And then I tried to paint that. And then I wanted to do glass with light coming through it. Yeah, so another experiment. All it's the same subjects, like the same things coming back. Was also the light through the tree and then me holding a glass and seeing the light come through it. Yeah. And this was my sketchbook from last summer. I was experimenting a bit with the light as well. This is the same tree that my parents were sitting under. And here I experimented a bit with that light coming through. It's the same tree. And this is one in my current sketchbook. And I started this one from life. So I was just drawing in the forest. And then I really like what I did with all those like yellows here and here as well. Let's spend a little time in the studio working on this painting study. I want to show you like a tangible example of how some of my ideas develop and come together. Together. I've been applying my ideas about bringing things back to their essential elements, like how much information do you need in order to understand something, and my ideas about how to capture different kinds of light in painting through this project that I'm working on right now. So I've been working on a mural for our little cafe that we're gonna open, and I'll show you. Here it is. And I've been trying to figure out the floor. I just have a vision of it being very light and summery and with the dappled light coming through the tree. And I just don't know how to do it. So I'm working on a little study to see how I will tackle that part. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to understand when I'm looking at light, when I'm painting it, why does it look like light, or why doesn't it look like light? Sometimes it's just so like surprisingly difficult to really, I wanted to say understand what we're looking at, but even to see, just to see what we're looking at, what it is, what exactly am I seeing, because our brain is so good at telling us, like, oh, it's this, oh, you're looking at this, oh, it's like, it likes filling in for us. I mean, it's fascinating, but as artists, it's like important, I think, to kind of understand how the brain does that or something in order to convey an idea in just some brush strokes. It makes that we don't have to be hyper realistic in order to tell people what it is that they're looking at. Yeah, honestly just fascinated. And also very frustrated. But I just learned that when you're frustrated, it means you're learning something. So I'm holding on to that.